Hello everyone and welcome back to another video of Oxygen Not Included. And what is the plan for today? Well, the first plan is to deal with the heat problem from my generator area. As you could probably imagine, I am very well known for overheating my base, and the fact that we don't have igneous rock is not helpful. I believe this biome has igneous. That's all granite. It's ice. There's no like really good chunks of igneous. Yeah, I'm gonna need to branch out for igneous rock of all things. Get on that, please. Promise. Its trenches are naturally growing, right? Couldn't I theoretically... Oop. Like, theoretically speaking, couldn't I just be like, hey, don't harvest any of these things? Right? Couldn't I just like terraform these into ranches? Save myself some effort? I'm gonna try that. Oxygen is overly plentiful. It's at 7 kilograms. Which is incredible. I think I want to set up containments for oxygen and CO2. Because I think that it would be really nifty to go down the route of oxygen masks for normal duplicants. And I don't have reed fiber for Atmo, which they would probably like. But not only can I do that, right? What I'm also thinking might be a good idea is set up a rec room. Now I know in my last video, I said two things. First off, I would research how to get resin, which I have not done. No one's welcome for that one, I suppose. But the other thing that I said I would not do, or I would, think about, is a rec room. And now you might be wondering, why make a rec room? It's not like my dupes have low morale or anything. If anything, they are at a huge surplus of morale. I mean, look at them. It's actually insane just how much morale I have for my dupes. But the bionics... Yeah, no, they're not happy. Not really all that happy. And here's the thing. What I'm thinking is we make our normal duplicants work harder because they just have so much morale. But for our bionics, what if we just gave them a little bit extra, downtime, a little bit more relaxation, right? Well, my hope is now by giving them more routine downtime, they just will work a bit better. And then if I make a proper rec room, who knows, maybe they can even have some fun activities, so that way they don't complain as much. Because I would really like to chuck more things on. But, it's just... it's not looking to par at the moment. And I normally like giving soda fountains. I'm not sure if bionic duplicants can drink water, considering that they constantly short out in it, but... You know what they say, what doesn't kill you only shorts your circuits. Which I'm gonna lead them to believe is a good sign. But yes. So, oxygen, probably from the roof of the base, because I don't expect to get any hydrogen. Right? Not that I really have a good place to put any. Like a pump, that is. Let's say make a little... Actually, how wide is this? 11, and you are 9. I could do that. And then I'll have them in their rec room. Just convert this into a rec room. I think that's a decent idea, actually. They'll both eat and do their things in the rec room. AKA this room. Body temp. It's too warm at -12. Are we really that out of wood? Ah. It appears we have entered a brownout. That is not a good sign. Now, I do have an emergency jumpstart, which is the only saving grace. That's why I said a brownout and not a blackout. But, we need power from an alternate source. And trees won't cut it because it's cold. My options are, I don't believe I have any coal. Worse wood power production, which is, no, albeit, not on my list, per se. We used to have tons. Like, literal tons. Yeah, this is a we need power problem. If I scroll through here, it should be inconsumable ore. And I don't believe I have any coal. So coal power is like just out of the question. Natural gas, we have none. And I could technically make it with fertilizer. But the problem is with fertilizer is that requires quite the build and some initial power, which I do have. But like all things, it ain't very good. And you need a lot, like you need to do a lot of processing. Petroleum, which we're running, or hydrogen. And we're not making any. So we are officially in, I mean, I can jumpstart it, but we're basically in a blackout. In terms of options, I don't think there's any other options though. We can't tap oil, because there is none. I don't have enough heat to run steam. Solar is an option, but again, if there's oil, I'd rather go for oil. Sauna doesn't count. I guess the only way forward is down or up. Yeah, I might have to supplement proper petroleum, which I... Which means I'd need to get this research unlocked. I also know there's tallow oil, but I'm going to be using a industrial quantity, also known as a probably want more quantity, that is. But it's a very high priority. I want to start exploring for alternate power. Because my bionic duplicates will actually die if I don't get power online. The rest of the base has so much food. They're perfectly safe, actually. An ironic turn of events, who cares? Give me like not dig over that, perhaps? No. I didn't harvest this one, it's gonna die. Yeah, but high priorities, everyone. And hopefully we can drill some oil. I don't know if this plant food has oil though. That's a sad existence. It's weirdly warmer down here, which has to be a good sign. It's at least warmer than the other biome. Yes, 10 times warmer. But they're gonna want oxygen masks. Presumably, it's a seal. So you guys do exist. A source of tallow. If they siphon the tree and they produce ethanol, you guys might be more useful than I thought. Or sucrose, which I don't have. Well, how do we produce these trees? Snow to nectar. Snow to wood. Snow to tree to ethanol. Or pips. Okay. And I can grow these. What's the nectar good for? Sucrose? Huh. I'm sorry, we can use the nectar to make plastics? A solution might have been found, folks. Those just seem really, really good. So I'm going to prioritize these guys just as much. And we need to start ranching them soon. Very, very soon. Wow. I'm not even sure if it's reasonable to go for oil anymore. Those just seem better. But I do know one thing. Bionic duplicants are very freaking fast. Holy sh... So much for long commutes. Look at this guy. Yeah, fuck it. He could just do the trips. It doesn't matter. Okay. Okay, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, mate. I forgot the battery charger moved then. You know. We can construct that one again later. Do you have a battery in you? Yep. Charged? Yep. Can we survive a brownout? Yes. But I'm gonna need to retrofit things quick for that. And admittedly, I'm gonna need way more ranching space. So these are really 19 tiles? I mean, we might as well round it out to a 20 tile area. And here's what would happen if we carved out another 20. I mean, I could make that work. Also, I'd love to move these guys a little bit, but... I don't know. Or maybe I do know. Okay, how about this instead? Alright, the gears have started turning, everyone. The gears, and checking for the microphone and audio running properly again, are turning. So, here is the plan on recovery. That's snow, so it needs to go. And be replaced with more snow. So the plan is I want to move these phloxes to the other side of my base. Because, well, I mean, really everything's needed in this area. In a way, if you think about it. Are these more tolerable to grow? 14, and these want... Okay, they're the same. So, what I'm thinking is we make this place a little cooler, right? We insulate it better. And I'm... Actually, what are the Brahms good for? Squashes... They're a source of reed fiber, how have I not noticed? Okay, your plants want ethanol. Actually, maybe I don't even have to do any relocating because they're like almost purely like I'm trying to think here. Because solids are easier than liquids, but frankly, I don't even mind piping it. Okay, so here's the new plan. Seals. Both of these are for seals. No more bromiths, only seals. High priority. And we're not going to need to shear the seals, right? Because, well, they're seals. That wouldn't make any sense. We need to poach them. This thing's not even plugged in. And I'm assuming these trees grow like normal trees. Right? Let's see. And they seem kind of tall, but what's this? Mercury. Huh. Not very useful. Decorative? Decorative. What is your comfort temperature at? Damn. Tolerant. You know what's really funny to me? I might actually have to set up an ice maker for things like snow and ice. Okay, maybe not. But hear me out. Hear me out. We are using a lot of snow. We have been using tons of snow. Is it worth my time to set up a snow maker? Inside of the cold area. Everything is cold. Do we need to make snow? Yes. Also, I think retrofitting a Bromith pen up here-ish might be very good for them. Let's see how I can do this. I'm gonna try a far more natural farming method. You know what I mean? You are a displayed ornament. But yes, here's the plan, right? We're gonna retrofit this into a pen. And then with this pen, we'll be able to ranch many Brahmiths. Now, I'm very much aware that it might not be the best idea to ranch these guys outside the base, especially since I need to run a whole shearing station out here with them. Right? But I have an idea. And will any of this work without power? You bet not. But I'm stubborn, so I'm gonna route it anyways. We have power reserves. Also why I'm keeping the game paused like 90% of the time. And the best part is, I don't have to terraform this room. Because, well, it's kind of done already. It's 94. I'm gonna add quite a few tiles, but I'm also gonna seal off quite a few. That's probably like, gonna add up. And that will put this for a stable. Cutting it really close, actually. I think maybe just a little too close. Sorry, it seems you have to actually, like, do that. Paku. I don't need that. Pack is just food, so that doesn't matter. Plumber. No. I'd rather not, but I'll take the Paku because there's something that really hurts it. Yeah, they are literally just here to die. You ever received just a pile of dying fish in the mail? I sure hope not. That's very weird if you did. That's the liquid section. That won't work. I'm gonna retrofit this for oxygen masks, which are not in the research queue. I also don't have power for that. I don't have power for oxygen masks, period. Yeah, the power line flip-flops. I'm not sure if you have to grow these like normal trees. So I'm gonna hit them with the stock farming for trees. And if I'm wrong, that just means I get to have more, so... I mean, I see it as an absolute win. I'm not sure about you guys. And a test tree. I could release some oxygen in here, although it would have to be a high pressured vent for obvious reasons. Okay, here's the future rec room for the bionics. Let them know it's their area. And they have full control over, I don't know, they're not going to do anything with it, so... You know. I mean, they're cyborgs, so, you know. Never mind. So for this area, right? What do I plan to put in? That's recreational. I admittedly have basically nothing. No entertainment yet. What could I have in there? I mean, I normally like to try the soda fountain, but something tells me that that might not work. And that tends to be all I do for the recreation sense. I could have sworn there was plenty of options. I'm just probably... Don't know. When was the last time anyone's ever used the ore scrubber? In like a useful way, mind you. I'm just saying, it ain't too good. Okay, so these are spread out then. Yeah, no, I'm not actually sure. Mercury lights should help, though. What do I need for a proper rec room? Do they seriously add a new one? Oh my gosh. Oh. I don't even think that's that good because you have to use communal tables. I think the Grey Hall still might be better. It's only a 2 improvement anyways. There it is. I don't know why that took me so long. So, no, it needs a recreational building. No industrial machinery. Will having mess tables ruin that? Maybe. I mean, I guess I could take seats with everyone else. We'll see. Look, they're able to relate. And then some guy comes through and it's like, it's cold. And he's like, I don't like ice. Ice bad. But ladders? Nah, I don't like ladders. Look at that. They probably are feeling a little bit better about themselves. Nope. Why not happy? Eat better food. I guess they're eating some like the older foods that they're not enjoying too much. And they'll get over it. Actually, no, everyone's displeased. What? Oh, you haven't eaten. Hmm. I know why. So one downside of using no sweat is duplicants eat every 2 days, but the buff, like the morale food buff from eating, only lasts 1 day. So one day they're gonna be really satisfied with their meal, the next day they wish they had. So I know there's a mod to bypass that. I might do that because I'm not worried about food. Anywho, downtime bonus of 5. Okay. So look, there's a... Were they really at 1 morale? Would not mind getting improved hardware if it didn't drive him a little bit mad. Actually, what does this even do? 2 athletics. Over, like, improved hardware or climate control? I honestly don't think it's that good. Improved gears 2 is... These are the same thing. Alright. progress on these guys is a process. Oh, there is a shine bug. You, you're stuck, aren't you? Well, at least it's gonna freeze. Oh, he's free. Okay then. Don't build this yet. Come on. Glad I caught that before that got worse, although I think it was fine. So that should make it auto now. So we're getting the rec room going. Fun fact, we've had literally 0 power this entire video. Fancy that, but on to the next one.